Welcome to Eternal_Sovereign, your fresh haven where ageless wisdom meets modern insights. We're elated to see visionaries, dreamers, and seekers joining us. Here we explore knowledge, creativity, spiritual growth, all designed to inspire and resonate with your journey. As we start this voyage, a blessing. May wisdom guide, discovery thrill, unity strengthen us. We wish each viewer peace, growth. May this channel serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration source. Together we probe the endless possibilities. Amen. Subscribe to join this enlightening journey. Welcome to Eternal_Sovereign.
In the dusky glow of a study filled with theological texts, an archbishop sat alone, his fingers tracing the lines of a letter. His solitude was palpable, an aura of loneliness that hung heavily in the air. The room, filled with the scent of aged paper and the faintest hint of incense, seemed to echo with the silence of the man who occupied it. Once, his voice was a powerful force that echoed through the cathedral's vaults. It was a voice that commanded attention, that inspired faith and devotion. But now, it was but a whisper, a soft utterance that bore the weight of 1,000 unspoken apologies. It was the voice of a man who carried the burden of his choices, the consequences of his actions. His children, now grown, bore the invisible scars of a childhood overshadowed by absence. The Archbishop had been absent for the critical moments of their lives, their first steps, their first words, their first days of school. He had missed the scraped knees, the broken hearts, the triumphs and the defeats. His was a love given from a distance, a support offered from afar. It was a distance that spanned more than miles. It stretched across the expanse of a life. As he sat alone, the Archbishop was haunted by the memories of the rare occasions when he returned home early. He would find the house silent, save for the quiet breathing of his sleeping children. In those moments, regret gnawed at him, bitter and relentless. But by dawn, duty would call, and the fleeting resolve to change would dissipate with the night. Years later, the Archbishop watched his grandchildren, and through them he saw his past replaying. This time he was present, but the realization had come too late. The laughter of his grandchildren was both a balm to his aching soul and a sharp reminder of the joy he had denied himself and his children. His heart heavy with a sorrow that seemed to saturate the very air around him. The Archbishop's solitude was not just a physical state, it was a profound emotional and spiritual isolation that stemmed from a lifetime of choices, a lifetime of absence. His was a solitude born of regret, a solitude that was a testament to the price of duty and devotion. His children, now adults, carry the invisible scars of a childhood shadowed by absence. The life of the Archbishop, one filled with responsibilities and spiritual duties, was a life lived largely away from the home. His children's milestones, first steps, first words, the triumphant victories and the crushing defeats of growing up, all were experienced without his presence. His children's lives were punctuated by the echo of his absence, their hearts bearing the silent, invisible scars of a father's love given from afar. Imagine a childhood where the comforting voice of a father is not there to lull you to sleep, where the strong arms of a father are not there to pick you up after a fall, where the wise words of a father are not there to guide you through life's challenges. This was the reality for his children. Their father's presence was a rarity, a fleeting moment, a memory rather than a constant. Growing up, they found solace in the quiet moments of solitude, the silence of their home a stark reflection of their father's absence. But these moments of calm were also reminders of what they lacked. The void left by their father's absence, filled with longing and unfulfilled wishes. In the stillness of their home, the absence of their father was felt most keenly, the silence speaking volumes about the love that was missed, the guidance that was absent, and the support that was provided from a distance. But the Archbishop's love was not absent, just given in absentia. His children were never far from his thoughts, and he did what he could to provide for them. His support was not physical, not tangible, but it spanned more than miles. It stretched across the expanse of a life, a love given in the form of prayers, whispered in the quiet of the night, in the hopes and dreams he had for his children, in the wisdom he sought to impart even from a distance. His was a love given in absentia, a support provided at a distance that spanned more than miles. It stretched across the expanse of a life. The invisible scars of his children are a testament to this love, a love that was always there, even when he was not. He remembered the rare occasions when he would come home early, only to find the house silent. The Archbishop's memories were like a haunting melody, each note a bitter reminder of his choices. The silent house was a testament to his absence, an echo of the many moments missed. His children were asleep, their dreams a world he scarcely knew. The Archbishop's heart was a battlefield. On one side, the call of duty, the mantle of responsibility he carried. On the other, the pull of his heartstrings, the quiet whisper of regret that gnawed at his conscience. Each time he came home to the silent house, the whisper grew louder, the regret deeper. He yearned to be more than a shadow in his children's lives, to share in their laughter, their tears, their growth. But the regret was not a constant companion. It was a fleeting visitor that came with the stillness of the night. By day, the Archbishop was consumed by his duties, the call to serve, to lead, to guide. It was a call he answered with unwavering commitment. The regret would retreat, the whisper would quieten, and the Archbishop would once again be lost in his world of responsibilities. His heart was a pendulum, swinging between the call of duty and the pull of regret. But each swing was a reminder of the moments lost, the opportunities missed. He saw his children grow from a distance, his presence in their lives as ephemeral as a passing breeze. He watched as they navigated the world without him, their triumphs and defeats a testament to their resilience. Yet, despite the regret, the Archbishop was a prisoner of his choices. The momentary resolve to change, to be more present in his children's lives, would fizzle out with the dawn. The pull of duty was too strong, the weight of responsibility too heavy. He was a man torn between his love for his children and his commitment to his calling. Yet by dawn, duty called, and the momentary resolve to change would fade with the night. The regret was a bitter pill, the taste lingering long after the sun had risen. It was a reminder of the price he had paid, the sacrifices he had made. But it was also a testament to his resolve, his commitment to his calling, and his undying love for his children. Now, years later, the Archbishop watched his grandchildren, and through them he saw the past replaying. This time, he was not a distant figure cloaked in the shadows of his duty, but a present participant in their lives. He watched them, eyes glistening with a strange mix of joy and sorrow as they tumbled in the garden, their laughter ringing out like the sweetest music. He saw his own children in their faces, their gestures, their innocent wonder at the world. He saw the years he had missed, the moments of pure, simple happiness he had let slip through his fingers like grains of sand. And it was in this painful mirror of the past that the Archbishop came to a crushing realization. He had been given a second chance, an opportunity to right his wrongs, but it came too late. The children he watched were not his own. They were the offspring of his children, the ones he had unintentionally neglected, the ones he had left to navigate the turbulent waters of childhood without a father's steady hand. His heart ached with a deep, resonating regret. It was a regret that echoed through the silent halls of his home, bouncing off the walls like a haunting melody. He had been so engrossed in his duties, so consumed by the weight of his responsibilities, that he had neglected the most important duty of all, being a father. He had missed out on the precious moments that made life worth living. The joy of watching his children grow, the pride of seeing them overcome obstacles, the comfort of being their safe harbor in a stormy world. He had traded these for his position, his duty, his ambition. And now he was left with nothing but a hollow echo of what could have been. The laughter felt like a balm to his aching soul, yet it was also a sharp reminder of the joy he had denied himself and his children. It was a laughter that brought with it a painful awareness of his past mistakes and a longing for a time that was forever lost to him. With trembling hands and a heart laden with remorse, the Archbishop wrote his story. His was a tale of missed opportunities, of time slipping unheedingly through his fingers like the sands of an hourglass. Each grain represented a moment, moments of his children's lives that he had not been a part of, moments that he could never reclaim. His pen moved across the parchment, the ink a visible testament to his inner turmoil. He wrote of the pain that gnawed at his heart, the regret that was his constant companion. He wrote about the countless times he had chosen duty over his children, about the countless times he had let them down. His words were raw and honest, a stark contrast to the polished sermons he delivered from the pulpit. He wrote about the invisible scars his children bore, the result of a childhood shadowed by his absence. He wrote about their first steps, their first words, their first days of school, all milestones he had missed. He wrote about the skinned knees, the broken hearts, the triumphs and defeats that he had not been there to comfort or celebrate. His letter was not just a confession, but a reflection. It was his attempt to make sense of the choices he had made, the sacrifices he had deemed necessary. But most importantly, it was his heartfelt apology to his children, his attempt to mend the fractures that marred their relationship. As the night deepened and the candle waned, the Archbishop folded the letter. His plea was simple yet profound, a message to all fathers, a call to action born out of the harsh lessons he had learned. It was a plea that echoed with the weight of remorse and the wisdom of experience. He had penned his story, his journey, his regrets onto paper, hoping that his words might touch hearts and change lives. The Archbishop, a man of high stature, a leader in his community, was now humbly reaching out to fathers everywhere. The Archbishop's story is a powerful lesson for all of us. It's a stark reminder of the importance of being present in the lives of those we love, especially our children. The milestones, the mundane moments, the laughter and tears, these are the threads that weave the tapestry of our shared memories and relationships. His regret, etched in the pages of a letter, echoes with the weight of lost time and missed opportunities. But it also carries a profound wisdom, a plea to all of us to cherish the time we have with our children. It's a gift that once passed cannot be reclaimed. So let's heed the Archbishop's warning. Let's be present, not in absentia. Let's build a legacy of loving memories, not just material provision. Please subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring stories like this. Remember, the time you have with your loved ones is a gift. Don't let it slip away.